So I'm here with Payce Lange, reigning NJAC Player of the Year of the women's college basketball team at Kean. How you doing, Pace?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So a lot of students and student athletes like yourself have faced a lot of challenges since the outbreak of COVID-19. Talk to me about some of those challenges.
I know it's definitely hard to adjust to. Some challenges I face are honestly simple ones, just like getting adjusted to online classes and making sure everything is working and went smoothly. Getting adjusted also to not being on campus and having the classroom structured learning, making sure I get all my assignments done and stay on task. I think it's important to find a routine still with online learning and through your day so you do not lose track of time and stay on point with all assignments. It's hard not being in a home setting after day to day and not letting your attention span get the best of you. So I make sure I treat the day still as its own and make a routine so it helps me stay focused and still succeed in the virtual classroom. Luckily enough, I'm also fortunate to have all the resources that made the transition to online class smoothly. And being a student athlete has its perks because we have grown up being able to adjust to any situation, having a packed schedule and something thrown at you suddenly, just like the coronavirus just threw us off guard. But I'm able to stay focused and still prioritize my time, just like I'm sure all of us athletes are capable of doing. Also, being a student athlete, we have to learn to be self-starters. So lastly, being a student athlete at Kean University is just like being a part of a huge family. So I think one of the biggest adjustments I had to make is not seeing everyone on campus on a day-to-day basis, which is the hardest part to me.
Yeah, what's it like not seeing all your friends? I'm sure it's very tough. You're living at home and you're not seeing everyone that you usually see.
Well, Kean University has been my home for the last 4 years, and for me to realize that I've stepped on the Kean campus for the last time as a student athlete was challenging for me, as that is my home and where I met many people that I consider family and people who have made such a huge impact in my life. I think one major thing I will miss from being on Kean campus is the luxury of seeing my team every day and the Kean athletic staff. Just like my athletic director this year, Matt Caruso, has made my senior year far beyond what I've expected. He has turned our athletic department to even higher level than before and truly is the biggest supporter behind every athlete. Also, Jason Saragamella has been a huge part of what makes Kean so great as well. He made Kean feel like home, the moment I stepped on Kean campus and entered as a student athlete. They have supported every athlete greatly, and the main reason for what made Kean athletics so great and the campus so great. So I think not seeing the Kean athletic staff and my team on a day-to-day basis is probably what I'll miss the most.
Yeah, definitely tough. Obviously, an athlete like yourself, I'm sure, loves to stay active during all 12 months, but with the campus closures and school facilities not at your disposal, what are some of the things that you've been doing to keep active during this layoff?
Well, being active is very important to me. I mean, if I miss a day of a workout, I feel off. So I try to stay active as much as possible. So what I've been doing to try to stay active is every day I go for a run outside. I try to change it up by doing different routes and different paths. I've also, for fun, been going on walks just to, like with my family, by myself, just to get the fresh air. I also just been doing like ab workouts or any type of workout I could do without weights, but I'm lucky enough to have some free weights, so I do workouts with that. Just anything with cardio. I just try to stay active any way possible with the resources I have, because if I'm not working out, then I'll lose my mind.
Definitely. Thankfully, you didn't have the heartbreak of having your season cut short by the coronavirus, but a lot of athletes did. Some will get the chances to make up the season, but others won't have the luxury. Do you know anyone affected by this, and what is the feeling of those that you've talked to?
Well, first, I just want to say how grateful I am that my team and I were able to complete our entire season. And honestly, my heart breaks for all the athletes whose seasons got cut completely short, and also for the winter sports whose seasons ended too early. As an athlete, I know that is a gun wrenching thing to hear with all the hard work we put in during the off season and the summertime. I know a lot of athletes actually that were affected by this and were unable to complete their season. For everyone that knows me, if I were in their spot, I would be 100% distraught and would have like 5 million emotions running through my head. So I feel that pain that these athletes had to face. So athletes that I have talked to about the situation that are going through it, they are upset and they have every right to be, but they are trying to keep their head up and realizing that their athletic career isn't based on this. And luckily for some, they are able to get their year back and complete it this following year. I mean, the athletes I know going through this will just use this to even work harder during this time and the rest of the summer and come back even stronger and more prepared. What all athletes know and what my coach always ingrains in my team is it's bigger than the game. So all the lessons and friends that turn into family and the memories that were made prior are not taken away by this. So it's always important to be grateful. And I know the athletes struggling through this are using that and staying positive. But this should force and allow us and force other classmen to realize, to enjoy every second and never take the sport for granted. Also, just to live in every moment and be appreciative that we were given the opportunity to play this game that we love on the next level. And honestly, for me, becoming a Kean University athlete was the best decision I ever made. So, I mean, it's just to stay grateful and appreciate the time that we did have.
Yeah, it's some really moving stuff, and it's great advice from your head coach, Mandy King. So let's get to know you a little, Pace. A lot of Kane supporters have had the privilege of watching you play basketball for 4 years, but don't know that much about the Pace off the court. So let's dig a little deeper into that, if you don't mind. What is your major, and what do you want to do with it?
I'm currently about to complete my degree in exercise science with a minor in marketing. During my time at Kean, completing this degree, I've also got my strength and conditioning certification. I chose this degree because this is the best path to take for what I want to do in the future. Because one of my biggest dreams and goals is to become a professional basketball coach on the collegiate level and above. Also, another goal of mine is maybe eventually in life to become an AD of a college or university down the line. Sports has always been a big part of my life, so my intentions are to never let them go. And also, basketball is an extreme passion of mine, so my dream is to coach it and give the athletes the opportunities and experience I have to the generations that will succeed me. So I believe that was the best path to take.
You talk about AD and head coach. I'm sure you've got some advice from your head coach, Mandy King, and like you said, you're close with AD Matt Caruso. I'm sure they've given you some good advice in your 4 years here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they have supported me throughout my 4 years greatly, and I know that even beyond college, they're going to have my back and give me any advice or help that possible. So, and seeing what Matt has done to the university and the impact he makes on the athletes and how my coach made an impact on me is definitely something that I will value and I want to pass on and impact the athlete like they impacted me.
When did you start to take basketball seriously and develop that true love for the game?
Well, I've basically been playing basketball my entire life. When I was younger, my parents always made sure I was active and put me in multiple sports and activities. And honestly, when I touched basketball for the first time, I never looked back. I instantly fell in love with the game since the moment I started. And my dad was actually my first coach and taught me all the fundamentals and the love for the game. My parents knew how serious I was about it, and they put me in AU. They drove me to all my practices and high school practices. I trained individually with basketball trainers, and the amount of hours I put in and all the dedication and hard work I put into basketball was worth everything. And honestly, I would do it over and over again if I could.
How about a favorite NBA or WNBA player that you watch a lot?
Honestly, one of my favorite NBA players is Trae Young. Ironically, he has the same birthday as me, so that's a perk. But I just think he has a very humble and driven attitude, and I respect him as a player. He plays a very quick and disciplined game.
Yeah, definitely. How about a player you base your game off of? Trey Young also fit under that category.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely watch him and what he does. But honestly, surprisingly, one of them that I would base my game off is James Harden because he has a very tough mindset. And he, as a player, I was more like I had an outside shot, but I like to take it to the rim as a guard. And I also like to have a little bit of a post up game, which I believe James Harden as a guard does the same thing. He doesn't really back down to any opponent, and he's not afraid to take it to the rim hard.
Definitely not a bad person to base your game off of, leading the NBA in scoring. So, how about a favorite NBA, WNBA, college team that you root for?
Well, honestly, besides Kean University, it's my favorite college team. But if I had to pick another college team, they're probably Villanova. They don't really win every year, but they're very consistent, and they always are in the mix despite being a smaller school than other schools they play. My favorite professional team, unfortunately, is the Knicks. My father has always been a fan, so naturally I became one, even though they haven't really won since like the 1970s. But hopefully someday in my lifetime they can pull through.
Yes, hopefully for everyone around these parts. Funniest player on the Kane women's basketball team.
This is a hard question because my whole team and I are a weird, outgoing group, and there's never a dull moment with us. But if I had to choose one, freshman this year, Natalie Molesky was a freshman on the team, obviously, as I just stated. And every day she came into practice ready to make everyone laugh. Her positive and hilarious attitude honestly can easily brighten up a room and make me laugh till my stomach hurts. She has the natural ability in any situation to lighten up the mood, and even if it's just some silly remark. She's a great teammate and friend, and I know it's truly impossible to be in a bad mood when she's in the room.
What's it like playing under head coach Mandy King?
This is actually a very emotional question to answer because Coach King has been there from been far more than a coach, just a coach to me. She's always been one of my biggest supporters and advocates, a friend and a mentor to me through my 4 years playing at Kean. My coach and I have a great relationship, and she has pushed me to my highest potential since the moment I stepped on the court as a freshman. She understands me as a person and a player. I know even after I graduate, she's someone truly I can rely on. She'll always have my back. As a coach, she'll do anything to motivate her players and be there for them with whatever they need. She engraves every practice how it's very important to be grateful for the team we call our family and to cherish the sport that gives us far more than we know. The amount of times I would just even walk into Coach King's office just to chat is unreal. I mean, she is not only a great coach, but a great person. Coach King has made such a huge impact, huge and positive impact on my life that honestly I will forever be grateful for. Coach King will not let you be any less than great, as she believes that we have so much more power than we truly are capable of. She's a true reflection. The true reflection of a coach is basically how you leave a player ready for the what's next, and she has prepared me to the highest degree. And I'm honestly truly blessed to have Coach King in my corner.
Yeah, I just met Coach King this year, and she is one of the nicest people you'll meet at Kean University. Just a great, outgoing person. She loves the game. Couldn't agree with you more there. Why the nickname Pacer? Is it just straightforward, your name Pace, or am I missing something?
Honestly, it truly describes like our team because honestly, one day I was just in the gym and we were running a drill, and Coach King just yelled out, "Great job, Pacer!" and everyone just rolled with it, and it stuck with me honestly. And honestly, I loved it. It's just like a true example about how my team is just so fun to be around, and we're always just adding our own style to everything. Like I don't even think there's one person on my team that doesn't have a nickname, to be honest.
That's perfect. So let's talk about the basketball season. Let's run down the list of accomplishments for your senior season in case people didn't really know all the accomplishments. NJAC first team, NJAC player of the year, D3 Hoops All American honorable mention, All ECAC first team, D3 Hoops Atlantic Region player of the year, and academic All District first team. Let's put aside the ending to the season for a moment. You averaged 19 points per game on 45% shooting, almost 7 rebounds a game as a guard, career highs all over the place. What was it like seeing this season come all together for you personally and put up the numbers you did? What do you contribute that to?
Well, honestly, my journey throughout my 4 years at Kean University has been so memorable, and the best decision I've made was choosing Kean to be the place I furthered my academic and athletic career out of high school. I came into Kean as a freshman with my mindset that I had a lot of goals and dreams I wanted to accomplish, and I was not going to stop until I succeeded. I wasn't going to let anyone or anything get in my way. Working hard and continuously putting in the work and practice and extra work on my own time got me to where I am today. How hard I worked on and off the court is what got me captain as a sophomore and all the accolades throughout. My senior season, just like every other season, I came into it with high expectations for myself and my team. I knew right off the bat that I had goals I wanted to reach, and when it all came true to me as a player, I was beyond grateful. And honestly, I had tears running down my face. Most of my accolades. As an athlete, it's a great feeling to know when all the hard work, sweat, and tears you put into the game was finally acknowledged, like it was this season for myself. My team, I honestly couldn't have accomplished it without my team, and I'm so grateful for all the support and dedication they put into the team every day as well. It's honestly an amazing feeling on a personal level how I left my mark on my senior season. The things that contribute to this is my support system is just unbelievable and truly illustrates that when you work hard and you don't let any distractions get in the way, you are truly capable of anything. I would always remind myself that if I'm not working hard today, then my opponent could be, and I would never let myself be outworked. I did not want to leave with any regrets, and I just honestly made sure I gave it my all, even when nobody was watching.
What was it like that senior day that I remember calling that game. You had your family there, obviously all your coaches and teammates. What was that day like for you?
Honestly, I just tried to treat it like any other game because I didn't want to get emotional and let my emotions get the best of me that game. But I looked at it more of like a celebration of like my 4 years at Kean, and I was grateful that I had Cindy Foresta that was able to come back for grad school and play her last year of eligibility with me. She's one of my closest friends, so it was a great. I was very excited to have her with me on my senior day as well. And honestly, it's just like even just like when I scored my 1,000 points, my team has been there for me and just made me feel so special. So it was emotional, but I tried not to let it get the best of me. But it was a day I'll always remember.
Yeah, what an ending to that day with Sydney netting the game winner.
And
Let's rewind to the ending in case some people weren't able to catch the final game. Jersey City pulled the first round upset, and it was really the second half that changed the game and allowed them to get back into it. Did anything change from your perspective in that second half in terms of your team, or was Jersey City just really good at making their halftime adjustments to maybe playing more of their game?
Well, honestly, this is kind of a hard thing to talk about because my team worked tirelessly, and I solely believe to this day that we are the best team at NJAC, despite the result that was shown. We had the entire game until it broke down in the second half. I was in foul trouble along with some of my teammates, and I believe our offense just fell apart. We truly were not beat. We truly were not beat that game. I think we beat ourselves. We were the better team by far, but we let our game outplay us. In my opinion, we lost the game, but honestly, to me, we just ran out of time. I feel like if we had 2 extra minutes or even a minute, I know we would have pulled it out. I wish I was not kept out so long in foul trouble, but regardless of the result, that game does not define all we have accomplished this season. And I know that next season they are fully prepared to take over, and I as well as Cindy for us to have a piece of that.
Favorite memory from your last 4 seasons here at Kean?
Wow. Well, I have so many unforgettable memories that I will cherish. I could really talk about this question for days. From our bus rides, trips to Puerto Rico, Florida, Virginia, and Dallas, I will always replay in my head and constantly laugh about forever. Other memories that will always stuck with me is when I got my black eye in the rowing game last season, upsetting the entire NJAC, making it all the way to the championship when we were unexpected to all the times with our coaches and pizza holiday parties, practices, locker room pregame dance parties that my team and I would do. I could go on for hours, but being a part of the KUW family is something I'm forever grateful for, and will continue to make memories with them off the court. Being on KUWB was the best, funniest, and memorable journey I could have asked for in my college career, honestly.
And you touched on this earlier. How do you see this team going forward? Obviously, great leadership with Coach King. You have Shannon, who has 2 first-team All-NJAC awards under her belt in her first 2 seasons. But, give me somebody who you think really opened eyes this season is going to be a difference maker going forward.
This question is kind of tough because I believe all my team works hard, and everyone has that all-in mentality. But I'm going to have to actually mention 2 players, if that's all right, that I feel made a huge impact. Because it's just challenging to mention one of these 2. But the first person I definitely have to mention is Ashley Hunt. She is one of the most unselfish teammates I've ever come across. She started off her season strong and unfortunately got injured and had to sit out for the majority of the rest of the season, which set her back. But I know she'll be coming back ready to battle even stronger. I mean, every time Ashley stepped on the court with me, I was fully confident in her, and I knew she was about to make a play happen. She knew exactly even where I would be, where any other teammate would be, and she just sees the court very well. So I know she's the type of player that does certain things that aren't truly shown on the stat sheet every single time she's on the court. But I know her name is someone this coming season, that will pose a threat and someone to be watched out for. And then I got the second person I know I have to mention is Danielle Mills. She was a freshman this year that was a huge rebounder for us. And even every time she stepped on a court, her energy can spark the entire team. I mean, she put her body on line for every rebound, and I knew every game she was going to give it her all. She was a huge asset, like I said, on rebounding side. And after recovering from her ACL injury that sadly happened mid-season this year, I just know she's going to come in just as strong as she left, and she's definitely going to make her mark this coming season.
Well, Payce, I can't thank you enough for joining me over the phone and doing this interview. I hope you and your family are staying safe during these times, and wish you luck with everything in the future.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, Payce.